Hey guys, welcome back to Core Academy. So in this video, we are going to look into Ollama for LLM. First of all, let's look at what is Ollama. It's basically a tool for running large language models locally and it uses a command line interface for various operations. So let's get started. So Ollama, as I said earlier, is an open source tool. It helps to run large language models, which is LLM, locally on our computer. Typically, we pay to use services for using LLM. For example, OpenAI is a company that provides an app called ChatGPT with which we can provide some prompt and we get some response. So ChatGPT is a mobile application where we can provide some prompts and get the response. But typically, what happens is in the free version, you have several limitations wherein you have a limited number of prompts that you can request, and if you want a professional version, you will have to basically pay for the services. Whereas Ollama is free, what happens is we can download the large language models on our computer locally and we can issue various prompts and get the response locally. You don't even need internet. So the entire model will be downloaded on the computer and we issue the prompt, we get the response. So we'll initially look at the various commands, how to download and things like that, and then eventually go to the demonstration. So let's look at what is large language model. It's basically a type of artificial intelligence model that is trained on vast amount of text data. So it's trained on all the articles that are available in the internet, journals, books, Wikipedia, and stuff like that. It generates human-like language. They can understand natural language. So we don't have to learn anything special in order to interact with Ollama. So we can just issue our prompts in English. For example, if you want to write some Python programming, you need to learn the syntax of Python programming. Similarly, if you want to write some C++ program, you will have to learn the syntax of C++ program. Whereas to interact with a large language model, we don't have to learn anything. We just can interact with the natural language, just like how we speak and how we get our response from someone. Okay, it can also perform something like text generation, language translation. So we can provide a language, we can provide a sentence in a language and ask it to translate in another language. It performs text summarization. What it means is you give a large chunk of text and ask it to summarize in like 100 sentences or just 10 sentences summary. It will provide you that summary. Then it performs conversational dialogue, you can just interact with it. There are multiple types of large language models: transformer based models, recurrent neural network models, then long short term memory models. The most popular one and the recent one is basically the transformer based models. There are several well known LLMs. BERT is one, bidirectional encoder representations for transformers. This is basically a large language model developed by Google. Then we have several versions of GPT, which is generative pre-trained transformer. These are the large language models developed by OpenAI, and then we have several versions of Llama. These are the large language models developed by Meta, and then we also have large language models developed by other companies. Before we go and take a look at the Ollama commands, let's see how to download. So if you want to download Ollama, you can go to this site ollama.com/download. It's available for three different operating systems: Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Since I'm using a Windows machine, I have downloaded this Windows version. If you're using different operating system, feel free to download the corresponding one. And then once you download, you get an executable. When you execute it, you will basically see the first one, just install and then click next, and eventually it takes you to this window where you will see welcome to Ollama, and finally you can just click finish. So once you click finish, Ollama is basically downloaded onto your computer. So it's just that the Ollama is downloaded onto your computer, not the large language models. So we will have to download the large language models. Now we'll go and see. So if you don't know anything, just type Ollama help, which is the last command in this list. So it will show you what you can actually do. Then it has several commands as I shown in this table. If you want to download a specific large language model, you can say Ollama pull a model name. So for example, if you want to download a Llama 2, you can say Ollama pull Llama 2. And if you want to, okay, so before even we discuss about run, what it does is Ollama pull Llama 2 will download the Llama 2 large language model from the web to the local computer. So the model will be stay in your computer, and then when we run the Ollama run model name, for example, Ollama run Llama 2, it will actually run the Llama 2. It loads that model onto our disk, onto our RAM, and it starts running. Then we can start interacting with this large language model. And when you run Ollama list, it lists all the downloaded models or lists all the models available on your computer. And Ollama show a model name will show how many parameters it has. And if you want to remove, for example, you downloaded several models, and if you don't have space or if you don't want a specific model, you can remove that model using Ollama RM, which is basically a short form of remove. And if you once you are done with the model, you can always stop the model using Ollama stop. Now let's go and take a look at the demonstration. So for this purpose, I have opened PowerShell. I have already installed Ollama. So let's see Ollama list. So it says I've already downloaded Llama 2 on my system. So that's why it's showing Llama 2 latest, which is of size 3.8 GB. I downloaded 13 minutes ago. Now let's go and take a look at this command Ollama show Llama 2. So when we run this command Ollama show Llama 2, it says the architecture is a Llama architecture and it has 6.7 billion parameters. The context length is 4096, embedding length is 4096. What is context length? What is embedding length? We'll discuss that in a separate video, but in a shorter form, it's basically it can handle up to like 4096 words, or it can remember things up to 4096 words. Just keep that in mind. It's not exactly this, but we'll look into the context length and embedding length in our upcoming videos. Okay, now let's go and run this model. Ollama run Llama 2. Since we have already, okay, let's see if we can pull Llama 2 again. Okay, so if we just run Ollama pull Llama 2, it did not do anything because we have already downloaded the Llama 2 model. It just checked the hash of the model that's available in the internet with the hash that's available locally. It did not find any difference, so it just responded saying success. Okay, now let's go and run Llama 2, Ollama run Llama 2. So when we run this, it takes some time to load this model into our system because it's 3.8 gigabytes of memory. So now you got the prompt. We can start issuing commands to this Llama. Can you provide some details about United States flag in 3 lines? Okay, so this particular prompt, it won't go to the internet. They get processed locally on our computer. It takes some time because we don't have powerful machine. It's a very lightweight machine, so it takes some time. For example, this information, it basically processes like 1 word per second or something like that, but we get the response. So you see, can you provide some details about United States flag in 3 lines? It says, of course, here are 3 lines of information about the United States flag. And the response is pretty slow because we are having a lightweight machine. It has a very lightweight GPU, very old GPU. The United States flag consists of 13 horizontal stripes alternating between red and white, and a blue rectangle in the canton with 50 white stars. Each stripe represents one of the original 13 colonies that declared independence from Great Britain and became the first states of the United States. The number of stars on the flag has changed over time as new states have been admitted to the Union, with the current total of 50 stars representing the 50 states in the United States today. So let's see, can you translate the above to German? Let's see if it can do it or not. Okay. So this is yet another prompt we issued to the large language model. We are waiting for the response. The LLM is basically trying to see if it can translate that to German. So I think it says, of course, here is a translation of the information about the United States flag into German. So I don't know German, but if someone knows German, let me know if it has translated correctly. So yeah, you can pretty much see here the language model is running locally on my PowerShell. I showed you several commands using Ollama, and we can also stop Ollama at any point of time. So now it's basically doing the wonderful job of translating the above details of United States flag into German. The response is pretty slow, but you don't need to pay for any service. You can basically get the response from the large language model locally on your computer. Or if you have a company and you don't want to basically upload all your prompts to some paid service, you can basically host a local server and pass all your prompts to the local server and get the response. So it's pretty much done now. Anyone who understands German, go through this and respond in the comment saying that whether it has translated correctly or not. Okay, so if you like this video, subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends. We are going to make a lot of videos about the latest and greatest AI topics. So until I come up with the next video, I'm signing off. Thank you. Bye.